All right, so let's get started. All right, okay. So basically, this is Canva, and for this class, we're going to be running a motion design slash graphic design. So after the graphic designing, we're going to animate it so that you can, in companies, you mix up videos and motion graphics for adverts. So we're going to just do the motion graphics parts. So to run that, we're going to create a new project. So we click on create and then we choose presentation, because presentation has the same um, dimensions for the same dimension as video. This is canva.com. So you go to canva.com, CANVA, canva.com, and then you log in and then you get this menu. So once you click on create, the create button, you select presentation. So as you can see, presentation and landscape video has the same layout. So once you design on a presentation layout, you can still use it, convert it as a video. You can still edit it as a video. So I'm going to be using presentation for this design. So let's go ahead and click presentation. And then I'm going to switch the tab to the whiteboard. So once I click presentation, it's going to open a new page that has all the tools I need. So let's slow down a little bit so that are you guys logged into your Canva right now? Are you guys logged in? Are you guys following the class, or just watch? All right. So like I said, my network is kind of slow, so let's hold on a little bit. So what we're going to create, like I said, is a product motion graphics. So we're first of all going to run the graphic design, then we now convert it to a motion graphic so that we can use it for videos. So first of all, the first thing to do is to determine what the company you are designing for. So for this class, let's just say we're designing for Nike, that's a shoe brand. So since we are designing for Nike, what we're going to need for this design, we need images of shoes. We need images of shoes. But first, we let's work out. So let's just go with a random color for now, since we're not sure. About, let me use something like this. Can you guys hear me? Like I said, my voice is lagging. Can you guys hear me? So I'll know if it's my network. Okay. My network is kind of bad. Okay, let's just leave the background out. At any moment, if you stop hearing me, just indicate on the chat so that we'll know. So for this class, I'm going to leave the background like this for now. Then we'll come back to it later. Come back to it later to know the colors we're going to be using. Because for now, I don't think we have any color in mind. We don't have the shoes. Or should we go and get the shoes first? Okay, let's just go ahead and get the shoes. Let's go ahead and get the shoes. So getting the shoes, we just search Nike shoes. So let's at least know what we're working with. So we'll go to images, we click images, and then you guys can make selections though. Let me go for this one. So what I'm going to be doing is you have to make selections, but I need quality images though. I don't want the design to look tacky. So I'm going to look for quality. Let me just go ahead and add HD to this to the search, so I'll get quality images. And now for this design, I want all the shoes to look the same, like the same type of picture. So I'm going to look for the same type of pictures. For example, if I'm using this picture, this particular picture here, then all the shoes I'm getting is going to be like this. The pictures are going to be like this. You understand later when we go further in the design. So let's pick up this one, this red one. And then we download that. And then let's scroll down a little bit. I think this one is also good. I don't know if the quality, I don't think the quality is good. The picture is small. If you want to download the picture, you just right click and you see save as image on the menu. Once you right click, you see save as image. Let's go ahead and download this one also. Once you right click, you're going to see save as image, and then you select it. I want to make sure I'm not downloading the same picture twice. So like I said, the shoes need to be of the same pattern. So if I'm getting this, I can get another variation. This one is another variation. So we're going to use like 4 shoes or 5 shoes for this design. So once we start adding the elements, you're going to understand what we're doing. But all of a sudden, I'm not seeing. I don't understand the question, Gloria. What do you mean by, okay? Like if you get to Google, once you see the image, let's assume you want to download this particular image. You just right click on the image, and then they will show you a menu, and then you select save image as. You select save images, and then you will now save the image. So how many shoes do I have now? I think I have like, let's download extra so that just in case. Let's go for this one. I don't actually know the names of these shoes, so I'm going to be using random names for them. But if you are designing for the company, you should know the names of the. If you are designing for a company, you should know the names of shoes. You should know the names of the shoes so that you can add the details, like the real details. So I'm going to show you the reason I said you guys should download shoes that looks the same, like in terms of the picture. Gloria, I think you're making a mistake. You should just, if you go to google.com, you search the shoes, and then if you're not logged in, maybe you log in your email, or they can ask you for your email if you're not logged in. That's if your browser doesn't have an account logged in. But if you're logged in, saving a picture shouldn't prompt you to log in again. Okay, let's start. I think I have enough pictures for now, and then can add extra if we need extra later. Can you guys see the whiteboard now? All right, so let's get started. First of all, I'm going to upload those images I downloaded. but my Canva page is still refreshing. Let me go ahead and refresh it so that okay. You guys have to be patient with me in this class because this night is terrible. So once you are done downloading your own pictures of the shoes, you go ahead to upload them. Before you upload them, make sure you remove the background. If you want to remove the background, you search. You're going to search. I think you guys know this by now. If you're not using a Canva paid account, if you're using a free account, you cannot remove background from Canva directly. So you go to Google and you search for remove background. And then you select this first website here. Once you select the first website, you upload the pictures. Once you upload the picture, you click remove background. It removes the background and you click download. So you download the ones that you click this button here, upload the file, and then they're going to remove the background for you, and then you download the ones the picture without background. After that, you upload it to you click upload here, you upload to your Canva. I'm going to go ahead and upload to my Canva. So I'm trying to upload all the pictures to the Canva. Hope you guys can see my screen. Okay. So on paid Canva accounts, I can remove the background directly from here. So, but on free Canva accounts, I can't do it. Gloria, can you unmute your mic? Then you ask your question so I understand what you're saying.
So, you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so recently I bought an Apple computer, right? And then I download the file, the Nike Shoes HD. I tried uploading it on Canva. It says it's not there. I tried it again. It won't upload. It just says upload, store, and organize. Nothing's there.
It's possible the pictures you downloaded, the format is wrong. Make sure you download the pictures that is just JPG or PNG.
What did you say?
I think the pictures you downloaded, the format is wrong. So you download pictures that are like JPG, PNG, JPEG. You understand?
It is PFQ.
That's the problem. Just find some pictures with normal formats like JPG and PNG. So if you download any format that Canva doesn't support, it's going to show you errors. So that's the problem. All right, let's get started. So first of all, I've uploaded the shoes, and I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to use this one to make the layout, and I can start adding others. Hope you guys understand. Now I'm going to remove the background by just clicking remove background. So that's the advantage of having a paid account. I'll click remove background, and then it's going to remove the background automatically. And then we have a plain white background throughout. Can you see what's the problem? So what's the problem? I said once you go to Google and you download. Okay, ask your question.
I can't remove the background of the thing.
Okay, yeah, your Canva is free version. So what you have to do is you open your browser. I just told you guys that. You open your browser and you go to this website, remove.bg. That's the name of the website. Remove.bg. remove.bg. And then over here, you click upload image. You upload the shoes one after the other. If you upload a shoe, look at what's going to happen. If you upload a shoe, it's going to remove the background for you, and then you download it. So the one you downloaded, the shoe you downloaded, you can click edit in Canva from the site, and it's going to take the shoe to the Canva. But I suggest you download it after removing the background. You understand? Before uploading to Canva. Well, I'm using a pro account, so that's why I didn't actually do that. So we have this first shoe. So we are going to use this first shoe to map out the layout before we continue. Mapping out the layout, what I mean is adding the text, the basic text, and the stuff we need. So let's get started. So first of all, add the text. I'm going to add Nike. I'm adding Nike. I'm going to make the Nike big. Now, using elements, I want to place it at the center of the page. So once I see this straight line at the middle, I know it's at the center of the page. That's okay. And then, since this particular shoe is the accent of the shoe, this is what I call accent. You know, the shoe is black, but the accent is like this blue. If you can see this blue under the shoe, that's the accent color of the shoe, not the black. So I'm going to make the background look a little bit bluish, just to accommodate the accent color. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to pick a color, use the pick a color tool, and then I'll select that blue. Now, once I select the blue, as you can see, is too much. Then I'm going to bring it up a little bit. It's going to look whitish, but it's going to be whitish blue, so that it's going to accommodate our accents. Now, after that, we are going to place this Nike the same level with this shoe, and then we move it to the back of the shoe using the position effects. That's from here, we send it to the back. So the shoe stays on top. Now, after the shoe is on top, since the Gloria, maybe let's continue at some point. You're going to share your screen so I understand what's happening. Let's just follow the class. Let's see what happens. So the Nike is going to be at the front, while the Nike write-up is going to be at the back, while the Nike shoe itself is going to be at the front. I don't want this to be this particular Nike, the write-up. I don't want it to be bold like this. So I'm going to reduce the transparency, so it looks something like this. So I just changed the write-up to like a shadow, just by using transparency. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another write-up. I think their slogan is "Just Do It." So we're going to add "Just Do It" to this design. Just do it. So we're going to use "Just Do It," and then we change the alignments. Just do it. Let's go ahead and change the alignment to the left hand side. So after aligning to the left, we are going to place it at the top like this, just at the edge of this N, letter N. Mind you, the font we are using is default Canvas sans, so you can decide to change your font. You can still play around with certain fonts if you want to. But since I'm having network issues, I don't think I should be wasting much time on fonts. So you can decide to change your fonts. But after the design, I'm going to maybe twist the fonts. So now we're done with that, and the next thing we're going to add the details of this particular shoe. So what we're going to do is we're going to just duplicate the text. Adding the details of the shoe, we're going to write Nike I don't actually know the name of this. Let's say Nike Air 270 Pro, something like that. And let's say inspirational athletics. I want the write-up to be like 2 lines. That's why I'm adding for high performance. Okay, so let's go with this. And then we're going to reduce it very, very well. We're going to reduce the write-up. We'll place it under here, just like this. Now, mind you, I aligned this write-up with this one. So when you're aligning, you watch out for these lines. Once you see the line, you know that it's aligned. So yeah, that's why I did it like that. So align it. And then after, since we have this shoe already, we have the write-up about and the name of the shoe and the description of the shoe. We are actually done with this particular shoe. Now, the next thing we can do is we can also call the name to the right-hand side. Since we call this shoe Nike Air 280, let's duplicate the write-up again, and then we say Nike Air 280. That's the name of the shoe. So we're going to call it again. And then this time, we just make it to be on. We're not going to do much with the name. Just place it here. Like 8. So that's it for this particular shoe. Now, since we are transitioning these videos, since we are working on a motion graphic, we need to accommodate other shoes. So accommodating other shoes means that we need to design a kind of layout so that when we are transiting from one page to another, other shoes can easily show. Now to do that, what we are going to do is we're going to add the shape. So these down parts, we're going to make a way for other shoes over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So on the search bar, we'll add shape. So I need a rectangle or a square, anyone. The network again. Is anybody following so far? Is anybody practicing along? Okay. Anybody else? Emanuela said I am. Who else? Okay, Gloria, don't worry. You catch up. It's not difficult, and the class is being recorded, so you can watch the videos later. It's not a problem. I want to load the shape. I don't know why my network is. I think I have to switch to another network. You guys hold on a little bit. Let me try and. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. All right. So I switched to another network. Hopefully this one might be better than the other one. Let's see. Okay, this one is better than the other one. So let's continue. So we're going to add a shape to the design. That's a square or a rectangle. Now look at what we're going to do with the shape. We're going to place, since we have like 3 shoes, we're going to place this like this. We're going to place it like this. And then we're going to make it look a little bit different from what we have on the background already. So we'll go for white. But I don't want the white to be shouty, so I will do transparency. I'll just reduce it to like 50% transparent, like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add another shoe to this place. So we already have the black one. Let's go for this one. So I'll first of all crop this picture. So I don't want the background to make the picture to be small. So I'm going to, after cropping, I remove the background. And then we have this shoe. Something like this. So now we're going to place the shoe at the center of this shape like this. We're not going to put it inside the shape. We're just going to place it at the outskirts. The reason being that we want to write the details of the shoe at this top side. So we're going to add the name of this second shoe. Let me just duplicate these tests, and then let's call this one Nike 900. Nike 900, and then let's put the price of this one under the name. Let's say $100, 0 cents, and then we change the color to black so that it's going to be visible. Something like this. Now remember, I told you guys we are not going to be changing the font because of time, so let's just do this very, very fast. As you can see, the space is between the price and the name is too much, so we reduce that. In between the space, we can add something in the space actually. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I will add something to the space. Now, what can we add to the space? We can add the rating of the shoe to the space. Rating of the shoe. Let's go ahead and add stars. If you search for rating, you see stars also, something like this. So we have 4 stars, we have 5 stars. So you can just search for rating and then make it small. Then you place it here. Make sure it's aligned at the center of the page, and in between the Nike and the price, make sure it's also aligned. So this one has 4 stars. So we are done with this particular card. What we're going to do is we are going to group this and this together. So I know you guys know how to group, but let me just, if you want to group, just click on the first item. If you're using your laptop, you click on the first item, you hold your the shift key on your keyboard, and then you click on the other items. So click on the first item, hold your shift key, click on other items. If you're using your phone, you click on the first item, and then you click these 3 dots, and you see select multiple. Once you click select multiple, you now select the other 2 items, and then you group them together. Now, once we are done with the grouping, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add something like a plus sign over here, so that someone will know that this is just for the next product. So let's go ahead and add plus sign. Let's say plus icon. Let's add a plus icon. Now, adding a plus icon, since this is a square, I want a plus icon that is inside a circle. Something like this works perfectly. So you go ahead and add this. Hope you guys can see it. Are you guys seeing it? Okay. So add something like this to the design, just to know that it's going to the next shoe. Remember, this is for an advert. So once we start animating it, you understand properly why I'm doing this. Now, since we added this new, we're going to click on it, select this one, and then group everything together. That's this and this. Since everything is grouped together, you can easily duplicate and then duplicate again. Let's adjust this a little bit. Now, in between, once I'm adjusting this, you can see the space in between the items. I don't want this item to touch the border. I don't want it to touch the border. I want it to be close. Now, once I shift this last one, I will now manage the space in between. Managing the space in between, you see, I'm seeing 2, 2. The spacing is 2, 2. So make sure you balance the space in between. So the spacing is 2, 2, just like this. Make sure this one also is aligned. So make sure the spacing is aligned 2, 2. That's okay. So everything is not perfect. Now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add the rest of the shoes, the other one and the other one. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and add this. This looks good. So we'll go ahead and remove the background. Now, once you do that, we're going to have this. What I want you to do is I want you to zoom. You just place the shoe like you try and mimic the same size, just like this. You don't have any issues. Just try and get the size by reducing it, and then you ungroup this one. Once you ungroup this one, you delete this particular shoe, and then you add. If you have issues with alignment, like aligning this thing to the center, once you delete this thing, once you place it, you see the line. But if you don't want to make mistakes, what you're going to do is you place this on top of this. Just match it like this. And then once you match it, you position it to the back of that particular shoe. So you click position, you click backwards, so that this one will come in front. And once this one comes in front, you can click this one and delete it. So you have the perfect settings for this one. And then let's say the name of this one is Nike XP2, and the price of this one is $90. Just like this. We do the same thing for this one. Now, once you are done with this particular one, we add another shoe here. Let's go ahead and pick another shoe. I have this one. So we have 4 shoes in total, right? Yeah, we have 4 shoes in total. The same process, you reduce this one, and then you remove the background. Remember, if you're not using Canva Pro, you have already removed the background before importing to Canva, before uploading to Canva. Now, we are going to do the same process here. You adjust the size to fit in that particular shoe. After that, you position it to the back, that's backwards. Once you position it backwards, you now click on the one on top and delete. So we have another shoe here, and then this one, let's call it Nike XDX. Like I said, I don't know the names. This one, let's do like $350 for this one. Now, the only thing remaining is the rating. The rating is remaining. So let me go ahead and ungroup this one. And then this rating here, we're going to duplicate it. Now, if the shoes, like if you're working for a company and the shoes have ratings, obviously they're going to have ratings. So you have to get the ratings from them. So it's going to be the perfect design. That's, you get the ratings from them. Now make sure you align the rating with the write-up. That's the name here. So now we are actually done with these parts. That's the first page. The first page is the most important page. So far so good. Is anybody following? Are you guys following? Okay. I don't think the design we're working on is difficult. It's not difficult. So Gloria, okay, since Gloria is having issues, let's sort her out, then continue. Hope that's okay. Is that okay? If it's okay, just say yes. Yes, go ahead and share your screen so we'll sort you out, then continue the class, since this is the first and important stage. After that, we start animating it. All right, so you have issues with removing Okay, I said you are meant to download the picture from Google. If you are using picture from Canva, make sure the picture doesn't have like if you're using any element, make sure it doesn't have this crown. This crown here means that is for pro account. So if you're using any element, you shouldn't have that crown. That golden crown you're seeing. Are you seeing those golden crowns? Anything you're using on a free account, make sure that it doesn't have those crowns. So once if it has those crowns, that means you cannot use it for free. That's why I said you should go to Google and download picture. Now, the reason I said we should use the same pattern of shoes, the same pattern of pictures is because of this setting. Now, you guys are seeing that these shoes are facing. If you download from Google, you remove the background in that remove.bg site, and then you click upload. I don't think you're going to have any issues. You shouldn't have any issues with that. Okay, let's see what happens. Go ahead and download one picture. Let's see. No, that's not what I said. Is that how you save the? Just right click on the picture itself, and then you click, not left click. You're meant to right click on the picture. You know what right click is? Download image. I think you should prompt. Did you download the image? Yeah, you downloaded. You can remove the background. Click on that. Select the. It should be on download or recent. Go to download. Let's see what is download. It's Gloria's first time in the session, so let's try and accommodate her a little bit. Maybe the next class she's not going to ask these questions. Now, after the the background, my network again, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so I think we sort you at Gloria, right? You click that download, yeah. Preview, click preview, that free download. So it downloads to your laptop, then you upload it to Canva. It's as simple as that. So let's continue the class so we can finish up. All right, are you guys ready for the next step? If you're ready, give a thumbs up. So it's going to get more complicated a little bit from here. So you guys should pay attention. It's not difficult though. So we have the first page, and this first page is for this shoe. And this shoe has blue accent color. As you can see, the blue accent colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this page. We're going to duplicate this page. So we click on this down part. We click on these three dots, that's the menu of this down part, and then we click duplicate page. So we have page 1 and page 2. So on the page 2, we have to put this particular shoe to the back side. You know, if you are going, if the products are sliding, this is going to go down to the last part, while this is going to come up as the next shoe. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, give a thumbs up. So this is going to this down, and this is coming up. Okay, so you guys understand. So let's put this one down. Now let's move this one up. Okay, let me do that again, so that let's first of all move this one up. Like I said, the reason is that you need to have the same size of, you just maintain the size. And remember, I told you guys to download high quality pictures, but I was rushing, so the pictures I downloaded were all of them are not high quality. Hope you understand. So since we have this, we'll position it to the back of the other shoe, and the other shoe we are going to move it to the downside after aligning. Now, if the shoe moves to the back of this canvas, we bring it forward, bring it to the front like this. You guys know this already. So now remember, I told you the shoe is going to this side. So we adjust the shoe because it's going to bring it forward again. Bring it forward, adjust it. Once you adjust it, move it to the back. And then this one that was here before, you move it to this place. I know it sounds complicated, but you understand what I'm saying. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? Understand what I'm saying? Okay. So the name of this one I bought down here was Nike Air 280. So I'll change this name to Nike Air 280. Why this one I moved to this place is Nike ZDX. This one here is Nike 900. Now remember, if you're working for someone, you have these tests on you. They're going to send you the test, so you don't need to be confused. So Nike 900, Nike Air, Nike Air 280, Nike Air 280. This one is falling off. Nike Air 280, and this one is Nike ZDX. ZDX, just like that. So that means this one has already come up. This one is the next. This one is the next. Then we are done with that. And also, if you're working for a company, you're going to be changing the prices also, because you know the prices. So let's just leave it like this to make it simple. Now for this background, we are going to use the red accents on this shoe. This shoe has the red accents. The previous one had the blue accents. So we change this to red. We are going to pick it from the shoe itself. Pick it from the shoe. So it's too dark. We lighten it up a little bit like this. All right. Now that's for the second shoe. And then we duplicate this page again. The second page. We have a third page now. Now this particular one now is going down. This one is coming up. This green one is coming to the front. Just, you understand? You guys understand what we're doing, right? All right. So the same process. You adjust this. Once you adjust it, you position it to the back of the one that was there, and then you start bringing that one down. Now remember, this one is like 900. Although for this class, the name doesn't matter because we're just working on off head. ZDX is now up, and then we move. Since we have ZDX up, we move this Nike XP2 to this side. SP2. Then this one follows. This is Nike Air 280. Nike 280. So we'll move it to this side. And then we have the last one is like 900. Hope you guys are remembering the name. So like I said, if you move to the back when you're trying to align it, bring it to the front so you see what you're doing. So place it, and then I use this one to size it. After that, I move it, and then bring forward also. Now, the last shoe we're going to work on is the green one. That's the last one. But before that, we need to change the accent color of this one. This one, the accent color is like black. So let's see what we're going to do. We pick the accent color from the shoe. Let's just pick this down part. So as you can see, it's pitch black. But since it's black, we have to manage maybe something like this. Since we want it to be light, let's just manage this particular thing. So we have blue, red, black. So the last one we're doing is the green shoe, this particular one. So we duplicate this page again. We repeat the same process. So move. Since we have this one is okay, this one is like 900. I didn't change this name. Like 900. Oh, it's for this third page, like 900. Now for the last page, we are moving this to the top, and this is going to the back. So ZDX is the last one. So we'll prom ZDX. Now this one is like SP2. So we put SP2, and then we start arranging. So place this here. We're almost done with the class, with the design itself. Now after placing it, I push it to the backwards, and then this one on top, I start bringing it down. Remember, it's ZDX that we removed. So now we move this one to this side. Nike 280. Nike 280. Move this one. This one is Nike 200. Nike 200. Is it Nike 200 or Nike 900? It's not Nike 200. Nike 900. The name is not matter. Because I just formulated the name. And then this comes down. This is, I think, ZDX. So let's resize it. Bring it to the front. Use this one to resize it. And then you now move it. And this is ZDX. Okay, like I said, if you are designing for a company, you know the names, you know the prices, you know the ratings, that's the stars. So that's not a problem for us in this. I think I'm seeing something here. This rating is hidden. If you notice, this rating is darker than this one, is lighter than this one's. I think the rating is behind. So let me put this backward and see what happens. I should bring the rating. The rating should be, yes, the rating should be top of this this shape. So we'll move the shape to the back so that the rating comes forward. The same with this one also. So when you're designing, you need to be careful. You need to be observant so that you can see these little mistakes and make sure everything is aligned. And also, since this is the company design, this particular write-up also is meant to be changed based on the name and the features of that particular shoe. But since we are practicing, I'm not going to be changing this just to save time. Now for the green shoe, let's go for a green accent. So change the background. Pick the accent from the shoe. It's either you pick this one. This shoe has a blend, two color blend. So you pick from the middle, and then make it lighter. I think this is okay. This is okay, right? If it's okay, give me a thumbs up. Should I go more lighter? If it's okay, give thumbs up. If it's not okay, anybody else? Is it dark or too? Okay. All right. So we have right now we have blue because of the blue accent under the shoe. We have red because of the red. Making the letters big. Once you add a text, you can add a header text. You just click caps lock on your keyboard. You just have to click on your keyboard. You see caps lock on the left side. Caps lock. You just tap on it, and then you start typing. Yeah, click caps lock. You click caps lock and you start typing. Once you want to switch back to lower cases, you click the caps lock again, just to remove it. So we're done with the shoes. I think I'm happy with the results so far. How do you guys see the design so far before we move to the next agenda, which is animating? Okay, that's good. Now, since all things being equal, all things being perfect, we now have to start the animation. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy on the animation. I'm going to take it slow. The Nike, I'll have to just animate the Nike itself. So I'll click on animate. I can actually add effects to this Nike. It depends on what you want to do actually. You can add effects, you can play around with some tools. Hope you guys understand. You can play around with some tools if you want to. But I'm just going to add animation to it. So for the animation, we do ascend, or we do at this point, I don't actually know what to use, but let's just go with something. So for your own work, you can decide to use something else. But I think I'm going to go with pan. I'm going to go with pan. Pan right. Once I click pan, I'm going to select direction, right or left. Now, depending on the direction you want the page to be going, you can select the particular direction you want. I want the page to be going to the left-hand side, so I'm going to select left. Now, for the second page, I'm going to do the same thing. Add pan, select left. For the third page, I will select the Nike, add pan, select left. For the last page, I'll click on the Nike, add pan, select left. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to wiggle the shoes. Let me try and wiggle the shoes. So I'll wiggling the shoes. I'll click animate again. I don't know if I should use this shake and zoom or something like this. Does this look good? Okay, let's try it out and see how it goes. So we animate only this one, only the main shoes. Like I said, we don't need to do too much. Wait, the effects we added to this one was whip slide. Okay. Now this one also we need to add the same effect. You know, we have to stay consistent. So add whip slide also. The third shoe we add whip slide. You can go ahead to, if you want it to be slower, you reduce the speed. It's for paid accounts though. You can reduce the speed if you want. You can and then after the whip slide for this third page, we do also the fourth page. I'm looking for whip slide for this. Whip slide. Okay. Now we have whip slide for the main featured shoes because these ones are top are called featured, while the ones below is optional. So this feature should have whip slide. Now, once we're done with the whip slide, we can decide to animate the stars, only the stars, because the stars, you might decide to animate the stars, you might decide to animate the shoes, these ones over here. Let me see how this one goes. Animate. No, if you animate the two shoes, this one and this one's here, it's going to they're going to have it's going to be a little bit, the page is going to be moving a lot, but we can actually do rise for these ones below. So we can rise this one, can rise this one also, rise this one also. And since we rise the three shoes, we are going to do the same for this ones here also. So rise, rise, rise. The third page also, rise, rise, rise. Remember, we are working with consistency, so anything you are doing to the other ones, make sure you do. That's for this kind of design. Anything you are doing for other shoes, do for the other ones, so everything is going to stay okay. So now, since we are done with animating the featured shoe and the alternate shoes, you can decide to add effects to this right up. This type air over here is coming from the right to the left, so we can add animation to that. We can move it from the, we can pan from the right to the left. That's going to the left, so it comes out from the side. Do this for the same for this one also. We pan to the left. Hope you guys are paying attention. The third page also, we pan to the left. Now the last one, we also pan to the left. Okay. Now this right up, these ones here, you can decide to pan also. You can decide to do whatever you want to do, or you can decide to add an effect to this particular write up, this particular text. It all depends on what you are working on. And once you are done with these effects, once you're done adding all the effects, I will now add the transition between the pages. Now, adding transition, you can decide on the type of transition you want. and the duration you want it to last. So if I'm adding a transition to this page, if I add dissolve, it's going to dissolve to the next page. If I add slide, it's going to slide to the next page. If I add circle, it's going to circle to the next page, and so on and so forth. But I want the page to match and move, or I want it to flow. Flow looks like this, which is good from one product to the another. Stack also looks good, but it doesn't have that movement. So match and move also have this movement. Match and move is best for product product display, that's product ads. Flow goes like this. Match and move goes like this. The reason why we're using match and move, we're going to use match and move is because we want the shoes to alternate. That's the shoes alternates. So like I said, placing this one here, moving the shoes like this one comes up, this one goes down, the green one comes. All these arrangements we have been doing is just to use match and move. So that once it's transiting, hope you guys saw what happened. The shoe moves from the other side to the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply it to all the pages. Now I click match and move. I'm going to set duration to maybe 1 second or 2 seconds, depends. Gloria is based on your network. It's not like it depends on your network. If you export it, it's going to look fast. It's your network, so it works with network. So I did 1 second. I'm going to click apply to all pages. So that's going to apply to all pages. And then after that, I'm done with the animation, at least for now. So let me go ahead and present so you see how it looks. My network, let me see how it looks. So we have this. Hope you guys are seeing the effect, right? That's how match and move works. So let's assume a company video is playing and they want, like, a lady is talking on the video, like the adverts, and at some point they want to start showing the products. They will now insert this page. So if you're exporting this page, you're exporting as a video. Once they insert this page, they can now insert voiceover for issues, and then they will adjust the duration of this animation based on the voiceover. So let's assume if the voiceover is talking about this particular shoe, and the voiceover talked about the issue for 10 seconds, that means this transition is going to be less than 10 seconds. Let's say like 6, 7, 8 seconds. So if it's transiting, the voiceover will play, and after the voiceover, then it can go to the next page. Now, this is the first, this is the second, third. Hope you guys understand what we just did. So we use match and move for that. If you feel like pages are not the can you guys can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, let's continue. So you can, if you feel like the pages are dormant, like the pages are, if you feel like the pages are not moving enough, you can decide to add effects to this, maybe this right up, or you add something else to the page. Let's assume this Just right up here, just do it. You can decide to add clicks. Let me show you what I mean. You add graphics. You search for like something like click, and you search for clicks under graphics. Now, once you search for clicks, like all these graphics have effects, you can decide to use graphics to make your page to look a little bit lively. So I don't know, my network is not allowing me to see the effects properly. But what I mean is, if you're adding, you can add extra elements to this page to make it look. This background is plain background, plain color. You can still use something like background color. Let me show you what I mean. So if I say blue background, if I want the page to have texture, and if I want it to look high quality, I'm going to add background to this. Instead of using colors like this, I can add something to the background, and then I'm going to reduce the transparency of the image I added to the background. What it does is it changes this look to something more professional, something more serious. So let's assume I wanted to add a blue background. Let's say something of this nature. If I wanted to add this, I can decide to place this here. After placing this here, I will reduce the transparency to, let's say, 60, like this, and I send it to the back. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm saying. Hope you guys understand what I just did. Yeah, so you can actually add a background image. If you feel like the background is too boring for you, you can add the background image to it. But make sure you maintain the colors. As you can see, it looks more professional if you have a background image. You can decide to make it more transparent, something like this. So it looks more. Okay, let's go ahead and do it for all the pages, so that the last. So let's say red background. So this means we are turning the design to a high quality design. Like, you can search for red gradient background, red background, blue gradient background, something like that. So if you want to add flavor to your own design, you can add the black color, add the background to it, like this. And then remember, if this background you added here is 80 or 81, let's say 80, you can still maintain that same 80 for this one, so that everything looks so you do it for this one, you push it to the back also. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Hope this stuff looks okay, right? Yeah, it looks perfect. Now this one is black. That's the accent color. So we do black background, black. We do black background. And remember, if you're adding the background, don't add a picture that has plain color. Add a picture that has abstract. What I mean by abstract is like this one now. You have, see these shapes, these things inside the background is abstract. It's abstract. This blue one also has things inside the background. That's abstract too. So you don't add plain colors. So you add something that has abstracts, so that it gives the page texture. My network again. So let's wait for this one to load. So we'll add black and then we'll add green so that we can conclude the design. Let me see if I can actually, okay. Paid Canva can actually give colors to the issues this service. So I can change the accent color to something else. So paid Canva can actually do that. Can actually give accent colors to your items. Okay, so back to the design. We have black backgrounds. So let's look for something that has texture. You can also add black background videos. We have background videos also. Let me show you what I mean by background videos. I know my network is kind of slow, but if you have a fast network, you can add background videos so that if the items are moving, the background is also moving. You can actually do that. Well, I don't think my network is going to. Let me. Okay. So this is the background. And this background will move it. That's the abstracts and the background will move it. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You guys understand what I'm saying? So you can use background videos also, black background videos, red background videos. So that if you want everything to be moving, you understand. But for this one, I'm going to use image because I don't have enough network. And I want to export design after. So place this, we'll move it to the back, change the transparency to 80, just like others. You can actually do transparency. You can actually make the page, the background to be just 100%. But if you don't want, why I'm making it 80, I want this Nike to show. This Nike I wrote here. That's why I'm making it 80. The more I reduce the transparency, the more the Nike shows. Hope you understand. So you can do 50, you can do 60, you can do 80, you can even do 70. So it's because of the Nike, that's why I'm adding transparency. And then as you can see, this particular shoe is low quality. This one now and this red one. If you notice, the two is low quality. Why these ones are high quality pictures? You see it. So that's why I said you have to sort out for high quality pictures. It's going to affect your work if you're using low quality pictures. Now on the last page, we do green background for this last one. And then after that, we check the present again and we see how far this change has gone to the design. So for the green background, I think we are going to go for this. Let's see. So place this and then transparency 80, and then we push to the back. Okay, that works, right? I think that works. Give me a thumbs up if you like that. If you don't like it, you can change it also. Does that work? Okay, I think it works. I think this. Let me test this one out first. Hold on a little bit. Transparency 80. Position to the back forward. This one and that one, which one works? This and this, which one works? Does this work? You prefer this one to that one? This or this? This works, right? Give a thumbs up if okay, yeah, it works. It's better than the other one. I noticed that. So let's go ahead and close it up. So we have this, we have blue, red, black, and green. Let's go ahead and present again. So we start from the first page, and then we go from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. So guys, that works perfectly for us. So at this rate, I think we are done for this session. If you have questions, go ahead to ask your question. If you have any question, go ahead to ask so that I can export and post on the group. Then if you guys are done with your own, you can post on the group also so that you can review your work. Any questions? Any questions? Anybody? Any questions? MC Ochiku, Emanuela. Any questions? Anybody with questions? Can you guys still hear me? If you don't have questions, give thumbs up, thumbs up. If you don't have questions. Precious doesn't have a question. Who else doesn't have a question? Who else doesn't have a question? If you don't have a question, give thumbs up so we can end this section. Gloria doesn't have a question. Okay. That works perfectly. Now, for these items like these shoes now, for example, if you want to design and you have issues with finding quality pictures, what you're going to do is go to charts or you go to Gemini. That's the AI platform. You go to charts, ChatGPT. You can tell ChatGPT to generate picture of a Nike shoe, black and red color, and the name of the shoe and the details about the shoe. So once it generates it for you, you copy out the information, you download the picture, and you keep that one. You write the prompt again, you tell it to give you a green shoe, and the description and the name is going to give you that and give you a picture. You download also and keep. So once you are designing, you can use the correct details of the items and the proper picture, because the pictures is going to generate is high quality pictures. Do you understand? So you can use ChatGPT for that. You can use Gemini AI for that also. You can just take your time. You know, the best thing in designs are the quality of the design. So the items should be quality. Like this picture, now if I'm reducing it, it turns to high quality. But if it's big, it turns to low quality. So you have to look for a picture that has quality before you even start designing, because that's the most important thing in the design. The picture quality, background quality, fonts, very, very important. Font is very, very important. I didn't touch the fonts because this session is meant to be fast. Like I wanted to finish the class fast. But if you are designing, you can explore the fonts you have here. You have thousands of fonts here, so you can choose different fonts. If I change this font to something else, you see the difference immediately. Let me just do that so you understand. So if you change it to something else, you see the difference. So font depends on your style. You can do any type of font you want. Let me search for Pin. And once you work with different fonts, as you go, you know the names of fonts best for you, the best fonts used for yourself. So you have to choose the fonts depending on what you like. So don't just use the default font, which is Canvas Sans. You can decide to change the fonts and also the font sizes. But as you can see, the alignment, the first page matters. So the alignment of this right up, the alignment of this one in between this section, the alignment of this one, just make sure you align, and after creating this card, you group it and duplicate it into extra two places, making it three items like this. And now, since we're done with this, you can decide now to export as a video or as a presentation. If you export as a presentation, it's not going to animate. If you export as a video or a GIF, it's going to animate. So we're going to export as a video, so that it's going to look perfect. So the next time you're coming for the class, make sure to bring someone along, your friend or your family, anybody, so that they can participate also. If you're a beginner, don't worry about it. We have library, full library of courses you can take for free. We have videos on our dashboard, so you watch the videos. This particular class also, the video is going to be available by tomorrow, so you can watch the video and practice so that your work can be perfect. Once you're done with the work, you post your results on the WhatsApp group so that I can review your work. All right then. If you enjoyed the class, give me a thumbs up. If you want us to hold another class next week, give a thumbs up also. If you learned one or two things, once you get to the WhatsApp group, once I post this video, react to the video, and also follow us on our social media at sismotutors.com. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great night. Thank you, Manuela.